Yeah, look, I think so. I think the fact that Glenn was scoring at a rate of over 10 and over, he was probably the only batsman who really had any fluency on the surface, and he was set, so he was probably the man we wanted at the crease. So, look, it probably was. It was just one of those that sort of bounced up nicely for the fielder. An exceptional piece of work in terms of that run out, and yeah, it probably did turn the game, but we just left a little bit too much for us to do at the end. Yeah, obviously weren't quite good enough at those key moments to get over the line. Yeah, look, we sort of felt that obviously the power play was going to be the easiest time to score. So if we gave Dan Christian a bit of a licence the last couple of games, just to go out and try and attack the power play and get us ahead of the game. Obviously it hasn't worked on either occasions, and then on one situation we managed to get past the power play, so then we were able to revert back to normal, which is Maxi and then AB. But obviously we lost 2 quick wickets, so KS Buttert has obviously done really well on the power play for us and gave us a little bit of momentum. So obviously everything you do doesn't come off, and that's something that we'll look at. But obviously we're pretty clear about the roles that we want people to play. Obviously Maxi does a good job post the power play, and obviously AB owns the back half of the innings for us, and that experience is critical and helped us get over the line in a number of games. It was at the first time out. It was a matter of the fact that Maxi was going so well. So it was a matter of playing second fiddle a little bit, rotating the strike, and he played that role really nicely. But as we saw, it got harder to score and harder to time, and there's a few dot balls built up. So and obviously the second time out was so around about the 15th over. It was probably more about Dev. You need to take the initiative here and take that pressure off the new batter, and that's obviously what he tried to do. Played a couple of good shots and then hold out, so wasn't quite able to flick the switch when he wanted. But yeah, it was a tough surface. It was an important innings for us, the other guys to play around. But yeah, it wasn't quite able to get over the line. Yeah, well, the previous game, George got 1 for 27, I think, off 4 overs, and played a key role in that victory against Punjab. So he certainly played an important role. I guess having the left armour in terms of bowling those cutters on some of those slower surfaces was useful. George wasn't at his best today, but that's, as I said, he was very good in the previous game. So, look, we've got options. Obviously, within our setup, Kyle's one of them. Obviously, Dushmanta Chamira is another one. So, it's just, yeah, I mean, George provides that all-round capability, as does Kyle. So, it's a nice mix. We've got to just look at our opposition in terms of who we think's the best matchup. Obviously, we've got Kyle there sitting in the wings, and if he was to get a further opportunity, I'm sure he would grab it. But as I said, the previous game, George played really nicely for us. So it's a mix that gives the captain a lot of bowling options. Obviously, the fact that Maxwell didn't have to bowl today, but we still had another 6 bowling options. So we've got a nice balance within the side. Oh, look, we looked at obviously his pitch maps in terms of, we know he bowls with good pace, but sort of the general areas that he looks to bowl. And he tends to bowl hard length. So that was pretty clear in terms of what we were expecting today. But yeah, if you haven't faced a bowler for the first time and they run in and bowl quick, obviously it does take a few balls to line it up. And unless he, if he bowls nice and tight, which he did in terms of his lines, then it can be tough to score. So looks like he's got a good bouncer. But the guy said you can get a pretty long look at it. But he's, it's sharp. And he's a very promising bowler. But in terms of preparation, as I said, it's more about watching a bit of footage and looking at the pitch maps and then making that adjustment to the surface.